So this is quite a long video, and it's just going to be me going into depth explaining my thoughts on all the runes and stuff. So I'm just going to quickly give you guys the pages I think will be the best for Kha'Zix. This page right here, I believe, will be the best Storm Raiders page, renamed to Phase Rush now. And the thing with the new runes is you can change the secondary sort of thing here with other things. So you can either run Domination here, or you can run Precision, and the best options here are Triumph and Coup de Grace. Additionally, if you don't like Storm Raiders, you can always go back to Thunderlords, renamed Electrocute, sorry, and I believe this page right here is the best option for that. Once again, you can also change your options into heavy magic team compositions. You can run Nullifying Orb in order to get an extra Hex Drinker effect. Also, if you're a bit experimental, you can delve into the inspiration page for a bit more cooldown reduction or some neat little effects, such as these things here, like having an extra stopwatch or Hex Tech Flash or whatever. I'm not going to go into full detail. As I said, the explanation will be coming up. And at the end of the video, I'll be covering my thoughts on what you should run for move speed Jhin, aka the Fast. Here it is right here. Enjoy. Go lose more ranked games with it. So before I get into runes, I'm just going to do fucking pick'ems, because why not? Alright, make it fucking real quick. SKT is going to get fucking dick the old Misfits. I'm going to believe in Fnatic. Longzhu will stomp Samsung. And I'm going to have faith in Cloud9. I probably shouldn't, because, you know, the record that NA tend to have.
TSM.
And then for the fucking semis, sorry Fnatic, and sorry Cloud9, and Longzhu's going to win, because I want that fucking Longzhu Kha'Zix skin, you know what I'm saying, boys? Give me that shit! So I'm going to jump straight into it. New runes and masteries for Kha'Zix. The first page I've set up is basically my way of trying to make Storm Raiders Kha'Zix still viable. Shut up, telephone. Anyway, so I don't really know how good this is going to be compared to other options, and I have noticed that Phase Rush here, the new Storm Raiders, is a little bit different and seems to be a bit weaker. I think they're still tweaking the ability, so, you know, it might end up being stronger, I don't know. But the cooldown has got an extra 5 seconds on it, so it's going to be 50% less uptime if you keep proccing it in a long team fight. And the move speed scales up. And at the start of the game, you already get that 40% bonus move speed when you proc it. But now it starts at 15%, which is actually pretty important, because those early ganks are going to have a lot less chase potential. So I'm not a fan of that, but it's still Storm Raiders, and, you know, Storm Raiders is great. So, you know, hopefully they buff up the early game move speed. I think that's the biggest kick in the teeth for me. I don't like the duration being longer, but it's still like 15 seconds. Like, you only really proc it once or twice a fight anyway. But yeah, that's 5 seconds. It might be a bit of an issue in some circumstances. Anyway, so what are the other things you can go? Nullifying Orb. There's 2 options you can go on this this slot here. I recommend Nullifying Orb or Ultimate Hat. This one gives you mana flow ban or whatever, like gives you like mana back or something. It's not very good for Kha'Zix. Nullifying Orb I think would be the most practical in most games. It's basically just an extra Hex Drinker, which is really good for, you know, a lot of damage that Kha'Zix does take in fights where he plays it well and he uses his stealth. A lot of his damage he takes is the AoE effects of spells and stuff, and this will help. This will help him not dying to it. So, you know, nothing. That's nothing bad about that. That's good shit. Ultimate Hat. God damn it. My mouse. Okay, there we go. I managed it. So I don't know how good this is going to be. It's basically every time you use your ult, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't proc twice because Kha'Zix has 2 charges. I'm pretty sure it only procs once, because it's when your ult goes on cooldown, I believe. Yeah, when each time your ult goes on cooldown. So stacks up to 5 times. So you get an extra 5%. So stacks up to 5 times. I think you get 15% off your ultimate on top of when you get full CDR. So, what, you'd have about 55% cooldown reduction on your ult. Kha'Zix isn't... I mean, it's hard to say. Like, Kha'Zix uses his ult pretty frequently, and his ult already has a short cooldown. This will make it like, I don't know, at max rank, it might be... He might have like a 30-second ult, and that's quite good, honestly. You can probably get that off twice in a fight, which is very powerful. But you have to keep using it, but that's pretty simple. You're always using your ult for ganks and juking and all that. Like, it's not an ult you have to save. Like, you use Kha'Zix's ult fairly aggressively, so... Ultimate Hat or Nullifying Orb if you're versing a heavy magic team composition, or just for consistency, I reckon. Anyway, the next slot, Transcendence. What's this? So it just gives you 10% CDR when you reach level 10, good stuff. And the other part is each percent of CDR over the cap gives you a bit of AD. It gives you 1.4 for each percent of CDR that's over the cap. Which means that when you build over the cap, which in some games you might go over by 10% or something, it just makes it a little bit more efficient. So that's really nice. It just, you know, you won't feel too bad by having, you know, like a Black Cleaver and then a Maw of Malmortius in like Warriors, and then, you know, you've got your 5% on your runes or whatever. So that 5% would get translated to about 6 AD, which is, you know, it's not massive, but it's, you know, it's nice, I guess. And the other options, Absolute Focus, I mean, that looks alright if you're going to just kill someone from Fog of War, but I don't think it's consistent enough with Kha'Zix. Like, you take one ability and you've pretty much lost that, so it's kind of, you know, one auto attack in the late game by an 80 carry and you've lost this rune effectively, so I don't really think that's too great. And this one is basically the same with the CDR one, except it's move speed. All I'm going to say about this is the fast is going to fucking love this shit, mate. It's going to make the fast actually somewhat viable. Like, he's actually going to you know, do damage with the auto attacks. So that's cool. But I think the cooldown reduction is a little bit too important for Kha'Zix over the move speed. This is still quite nice with Kha'Zix, but I think the cooldown reduction is just better. And the last thing is Scorch. And the other options is Water Walking. I mean, that's like, if you're in the river, I don't think that's going to be consistent enough. It'd be good for Barons, but I don't know, it just seems a bit... It make your ganks a little bit quicker as well when you're running through river, but I don't know. I think just having the consistent Scorch, where it's basically just like, you just get a little bit extra damage on your next champion you hit with a 20-second cooldown. I mean, it's, you know, it's like 20 to 60 damage. It's not massive, but, you know, it's there. It helps with the ganks, helps you secure a few kills. And, you know, you might get the clutch moment where the Scorch will allow you to get that reset and you can get out of a fight or something. And the last thing is Gathering Storm. This is quite good, actually, but... every 10 minutes. So, this will be better for the late game, for sure. A lot better than this, because, I mean... About 20 minutes, you get 18 AD. 1 Q will do more than this Scorch, I believe, unless they've built a lot of armor. So yeah, I think Gathering Storm is just like a lot better for the late game, especially when you get like 40 minutes. You get like a free BF sword and a half. Like that's pretty good. And the thing with Gathering Storm is all the extra AD you're getting, you might be able to build a bit more defensively without sacrificing too much offensively, if that makes sense. You can like sell off your, I don't know, in the super late game, you might want to sell your Ghost Blade for like, I don't know, what's that on? Rangeorn's Omen. If they've got like Yasuo, Graves, Jungle, and like Caitlyn AD carry, like, you know, that'd be a really good buy. But that's pretty specific, so yeah. So I'm just going to go with Scorch. And then your secondary page, you can choose a few from here. You got, you know, Sorcery, Dominion, or whatever. And I've had a look through all these, and I think the best option is Precision, because of these two here. Triumph, which is basically Dangerous Game, except you don't get the mana back, but each kill you get gives you extra gold, so it helps you snowball a little bit faster. That, you know, 25 gold is an extra minion when you kill the champion, which, you know, 5 kills, that's 125 gold, adds up, really good. And then the takedown, instead of being 5%, like the old Dangerous Game, it's now 15%. So that's really good, and that'll you know, when you get a reset and then you know bounce out of there, like you're gonna restore a lot of health, and you might get a lot of clutch plays out of this one. So I quite like this. What I don't like is I don't get the mana back anymore though, which matters a fair bit, honestly. So you're not going to be able to reliably kill someone when you're low on mana and then have enough mana to get another leap to jump out. You're going to have to always watch your mana now. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but I like, you know, all the other things going for it. And then cut down here, which is, you know, the less health you have, or it's basically like Lord Dominic's. You do extra damage to champions with more health than you. And, you know, that'll help Kha'Zix get through the beefy front lines or any fucking Cogmores that build Frozen Mallet. Stop fucking doing it, Cogmore. You're a fucking annoying cunt with Lulu already. Speaking of Lulu, this is quite good against if Lulu ults a target, you'll do extra damage to them. So, I mean, I'd prefer Lulu doesn't ult the fucking son of a bitch anyway, and I prefer Lulu to be removed from the fucking game, but this will help anyway. So, you know, there's that to consider. So, the question we have to ask ourselves is, if you want to run Storm Raiders Kha'Zix, what are you giving up? And after seeing some of the changes they've made to the runes over the last couple of weeks, the answer is you give up what I would consider to be too much, unfortunately. So that pretty much means that Storm Raiders Kha'Zix is going to be unviable, I'd say, compared to what you get from Dominion. Or, sorry, not Dominion, Domination, sorry. Which is upsetting, because I like the Storm Raiders. But some of the options here are just really, really solid for Kha'Zix, so I'll go through them. The first one is basically Thunderlords, renamed to Electrocute, and the next one is Predator, which is basically, you know, every 3 minutes you get a thing on your, like an active charge on your boots. I mean, you can only have one charge at a time. You channel it, and then your next gank, you have 45% move speed for 15 seconds, and you do a shitload of damage on your next ability or auto attack or whatever. So that makes your ganks insane, but the problem with this is if it's on cooldown, you basically don't have a Keystone. So I don't know if this would really suit Kha'Zix well, but one thing which would be really neat with this is past the laning phase and into like the mid-late game, if you have your evolved ultimate. You pop this and then you walk into a bush and you just, if you've got a well-warded enemy jungle and you're reading the rotations correctly, it's so easy to just run in, find their AD carry and just one-shot them with this thing. The question is how you're going to get out, and that's where you use your ultimate and your leaps and shit and outplay the enemy. But yeah, this gives you a pretty interesting little interaction there if it works the way I think it does. Which you know, I don't see why it would cancel the active if you proc your ult via walking into a bush. And I wonder if you can actually use your ultimate and not remove this effect. I'm pretty sure you can. So you've got that on top of the whole evolved ultimate passive. So that's something to look out for. And this last Keystone, I have no idea, honestly. I really don't. But reading it, I don't think it's going to be as good as these two options here. I might be wrong, but I don't know. I don't really get it, honestly. I don't know how these stacks affect the bonus damage. I don't know if you lose the stacks when you use them. I don't know. So I'm just going to go with Thunderlords. So if you run Thunderlords now, you get access to these things, which is what makes this this Domination page really good. The first one is Sudden Impact. After you use your Kha'Zix Leap or your ultimate, you gain 10 lethality for 5 seconds. Like, how can you argue with that? That's fucking beautiful. These things are irrelevant. This cheap shot's actually quite good. Gives you a bit of true damage when you use your any of your slows on an enemy and then damage them. And it's got a 4-second cooldown, so there's a good chance you can proc this twice. That's 60 true damage in the later game, which is not that much now that I think about it. But it's cool. So, and then Taste of Blood, you heal when you attack an enemy. I don't really care about that. So Sudden Impact is fucking brilliant. An Eyeball Collection, which is, you know, you get 2 stacks when you kill a champion. You get 1 stack killing a ward. At 20 stacks, you get 10 lethality. And each stack gives you 0.7 AD. So, I mean, it's good shit. And the good thing about this is, even if you're not having a great game, you know, your ganks aren't going too well, you'll still be getting stacks by killing wards. So you're not too pressured into snowballing for kills that bad. But, I mean, of course, getting kills would help you a lot. Oh, actually, it's takedowns. Sorry, it's not even kills, so you can get assists as well. So, I mean, yeah, that's really easy. That's quite easy to stack up if you're playing the game well. And as I said, you can just rely on killing wards in order to get those last extra stacks you need to finish this off. So at 20 stacks, you'll have 14 extra AD, I believe. I'm doing the math right, and then you get 10 lethality. So by these 2 keystones alone, when you leap in and you have your eyeball collection complete, that's 20 lethality. So, like, that's bloody awesome. And that's a lot better compared to what you're getting from sorcery. So this Hunter line here, you got Ravenous Hunter and the other 2. It basically works by when you get a takedown on a unique enemy champion, so you can get max 5 stacks a game, you get one of these, or a choice of one of these. So this one, which is the one I'm probably going to go for, is healing on your abilities. So your Q will heal you, and of course your leap and your W as well. So that's quite good. I mean, your W already heals you, but you get extra, so you know. And then this one I think is quite good as well. It gives you active item cooldown reduction, plus 6 per stack, so you'll be getting, if I'm doing this right, about 30 to 31% active item cooldown, which will affect things like your Tiamat, your Ghost Blade, Edge of Night, and things like that. And I think that's really quite good. In fact, that might even be better than this one, honestly. Like, it's going to be a hard choice between these 2, because you don't really need the healing on Kha'Zix. You're more of an in-and-out champion. Ravenous will be better if you're going for a Bruiser style of build and you're going to be in extended team fights. But this one will allow you to use your Ghost Blade and your active abilities a lot more frequently. So I like that a lot. And the last one is out of combat move speed, which that's about what at the when you get all the stacks, about 48 out of combat move speed, which is a fair bit. But I think the other options are just a little bit better for Kha'Zix. And of course, I think the precision page is the best page. But I will quickly cover other options just to put them out there. If you run sorcery, you can get things like you can get the nullifying orb and gathering storm, which are both pretty good. And this, I reckon, sorcery with domination would be really good into teams with a lot of magic damage. So I think this is more of a pick that up if you're versing magic damage, basically, as I said. This resolve page is fucking garbage. I'm not even going to go through it. This inspiration page is quite interesting. There's a lot of neat little things here, like you get a little blink thing that you can use when your flash is on cooldown. You can get a one-time stopwatch thing, which is basically a Zon user you can use once, and then the item breaks, and then you can use that broken item to get a cheaper Guardian Angel, basically. That's pretty cool. You can get like free boots 10 minutes, but you can't buy boots before then. There's a lot of stuff here. Cosmic Insight, I think, is one of the best options here. It just gives you max cooldown reduction, so you can get the 45%. And yeah, honestly, good stuff here. I think if I were to go inspiration, I'd probably go either this flash one or this one. So I'd go this and then Cosmic Insight. And that'll give you a bit more cooldown reduction at the start of the game. And it'll also allow you to get to 45%, which isn't that fantastic on Kha'Zix, but it matters sometimes. And it allows you to have more DPS with your Q and things like that, and use your leap more and yada yada. So I still, as I said, I think Precision is the best with Triumph and Cut Down. I just want to quickly correct myself here because I just had another look through the runes, and it seems that this Cut Down option for the Precision page might not actually be the one you take. I just saw this, Coup de Grace, deal 5% more damage to champions of less than 40% health, which is basically like that, I forget what it's called, but it's on the, it's in the Storm Raiders page, basically, and this is what I usually take. But the other effect you get with this now is takedowns on champions give 15 AD, adaptive for 10 seconds, and this stacks. So if you get 2 quick resets, you've got 30 extra AD, and that lasts for 10 seconds. I think this could actually be a bit better than cut down. So, you know, you got a choice here. You got cut down or coup de grace. If I said that right. I don't speak fucking French, so. But yeah, that's basically what I think of the Runes and Masteries reworked for Kha'Zix, honestly. I don't really like what they're doing with Storm Raiders, in the sense that if you go down the Storm Raiders path, you're forced to pick the sorcery things. If I could go Storm Raiders and have these, happy fucking days, but unfortunately I can't do that. Hold on, wait a fucking minute. I'm being a... Hold on. That's the fucking page. That's the fucking page, boys. That's it. There it is. I've got the fucking, the 2 things I wanted, and I can have fucking Storm Raiders. Yay. I figured it out. The puzzle's complete. Though with that said, I do miss some of the nice stuff from Decision, but I think this is going to be my page. So, you know, that fucking thing I just said about not running, being able to run Sudden Impact and Eyeball Collection with Storm Raiders, I'm retarded, so whoops. I'll do a lot of experimenting. I'll be trying both the pages out. I'll be, you know, giving, you know, all these their fair run as well. So yeah, and I'll be, you know, I'll probably make a lot more, you know, I guess commentaries about games and stuff where, you know, it's more interesting to talk about and express and like test these options and, you know, give you guys feedback on what I think the best options are to run for your runes and all that. And I almost fucking forgot. How could I not make a fucking runes video without talking about the fast? Here's the fucking Waffle JR approved fucking clean fucking Jhin running quick bullshit. So let me fucking quickly go over it. Lethal tempo, people were fucking messaging me, you fucking break the attack speed cap, boys. Alright, let me get some fucking out of here, alright? Breaking the attack speed cap with Jhin does fucking nothing for your move speed. I don't think it allows him to attack faster, because that's blocked at like 1 second per attack or whatever. If it breaks it, that'll be hilarious, but breaking the attack speed limit actually doesn't affect your passive, because that was never limited. That always scaled with your attack speed. That all, like, you know, if you saw that bug that was recently on the PBE that gave you fucking 2,000 move speed, or no, attack speed, sorry, just by having it, and then you saw level 1 Jhins, they crit and they run from their lane to the fucking fountain. That's not like, that's what I mean, like 2,000 attack speed, it, you know, his passive isn't affected by that, so, or isn't capped by it, sorry. But the good thing about Lethal Tempo is, when you attack a champion, you get 80% attack speed for 6 seconds. Now, Jhin, the fast is an Earth build, and the thing with Earth is it doubles all attack speed you have. So 160% attack speed, just by attacking a champion for 10 seconds, and also considering that this is based on level, and you can over-level in Earth, so this might actually go up to about 90 or 100 attack speed. So you'll be getting 200 attack speed for free. That's fucking sick. This is fucking good shit, alright? You take this, you run it, oh, it's fucking beautiful. And all the other options, I mean, I'm just going to go over attack speed things. There's actually a lot of fucking good shit here for Jhin, like, for the fast, sorry. The fast isn't Jhin, alright? The fast is the fast. I mean, I just take Triumph, it just restores health, it allows you to run for longer because you're dying less because you're getting health back. This gives you attack speed, that's a no-brainer. This doesn't matter, honestly. This fucking thing though, whew. Gain 3% increased move speed and add 8% to your bonus move speed, of your bonus move speed to your AD. Boys, this actually allows you to do fucking damage when you're building full attack speed. This makes the build somewhat viable. Not in fucking ranked games. Don't fucking play this in ranked. I've seen some of you sons of bitches playing it in ranked. Stop it. You're losing yourself LP and you're getting reported. So stop doing that. But this, whew, Mate, when you hit like, 1200 fucking move speed, and you get 80% of that added to your AD, and then that AD gets multiplied by the attack speed passive of Jhin, it's good. And then the last thing, you just run Nullifying Orb because it allows you to survive more. Alright, that's my Jhin page. There you go. Now go fucking lose games with it. Don't.